Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa ashabi ajmain. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa halul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. My dear brothers and sisters, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So we will be continuing with verse number 2. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين. Now let us analyze this al-muttaqin. Now the taqwa, it is basically derived from a root waw kaf ya. It basically literally it means to shield, to protect, to guard oneself. So it also, in a broader sense, it also includes other meaning. So the one who is humble, who is submissive, whose heart is receptive, who does not have arrogance, who is not arrogant, who who's who is unbiased. His mind and heart is open for hidayah, for guidance. So these are the people who get benefited from this word. This is what actually Quran mentions. This is basically the guidance for those who are muttaqeen. Now, one of the characteristic of this muttaqeen is belief in unseen. This we will see inshallah in the coming verses. It is discussed in detail. But actually, when this person, when he expels all of his doubts out of his mind, whatever the Quran presents him, he will believe and he will be guided. So the Quran puts two important conditions for the one seeking guidance. So before he goes to get guidance, before he is shown the right path, he needs to have two important things which are presented before him in this verse number 2, which is which is he has to have unambiguous mind, the mind without any doubts, without any ambiguity, and taqwa. These are the two important conditions for him. Anyone who does not have these two things at least, or who has one of these, then whatever the efforts and proofs one presents before him, this Quran presents before him, it is very difficult for him to get guided. This is what actually is mentioned in this verse number 2. So to be guided, to get guidance, to get ahkam, to get that which is mentioned in this noble book, he needs to have these two things in him. This is one important aspect of it. So, I would like to mention here that we know when the Quran was revealed, the non-believers of Arab, Makkah, they knew this is the word from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They were the Arabs, they knew Arabic, it was in their own language. They realized that this cannot be from any human. It is divine, and they knew it. And but then they were arrogant. Their heart was arrogant. They were not ready to believe in it, to open their mind for it. And the most arrogant among them we know was Abu Jahl. So that's why they demanded different things from Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, in order to believe. Although that was all, what we call as a tactics to avoid his message, to deny his message. But they demanded many things, like it is mentioned in Quran. It is mentioned in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 210. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم هل ينظرون إلا أن يأتيهم الله في ظلل من الغمام والملائكة وقضي الأمر وإلى الله ترجع الأمور. Do they await but the Allah should come to them in covers of clouds and the angels and the matter is decided, and to Allah matters are returned. Yani, they demanded from Prophet that unless Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala he descends himself in clouds, unless we see angels descending, we will not believe. So this was their demand. Yani, this was the level of arrogance from them. Though Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions that other place, even if we do all these things, they will not believe. And this is yani, this was their, I mean, a demand, just to avoid, just to refute this message. And they knew it. This is the word of God. This was just, as I mentioned, their way of avoiding this message. Then, out of this arrogance, yani, they would not listen to Quran uh, because of this arrogance, because of this attitude. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in Surah Fusilat, verse number 26, وَقَالَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا لَا تَسْمَعُوا لِهَذَا الْقُرْآنِ وَالْغَوْا فِيهِ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَغْلِبُونَ. And those who disbelieve say, do not listen to this Quran and speak noisily during it, that perhaps you will overcome. You will overcome. And they knew that if we listen to this Quran, we will be overcome. We will get uh, some something of it. It might affect us. So that is why they would say, just make noise and do not listen it. And the level of arrogance was this, that they would make noise so that they would not listen it, so that they are not uh, they do not have any effect out of it. They are not guided. So they knew that this is the word from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Similarly, Surah Najm, the last verse where there is Sajda Tilawa. When Prophet ﷺ recited this surah in Masjid al-Haram, the mushrikeen of Makkah, they were present. And when Prophet ﷺ recited this last verse where there is Sajda Tilawa, they all prostrated. They all fell down in prostration. Why? So they knew this is word from Allah. This is the divine message. But then they did not accept this message. This was arrogance. And it is this arrogance which prevents the person from getting hidayah, which prevents him from from being guided. That is why the first verse is very important to understand. Anyone who actually wants guidance out of it, he has to first come with unambiguous mind, la raiba fi. He has to believe that there is no doubt in this book, and he has to be submissive. He has to be he has to humble himself. Then he will be guided, inshallah. Now we will move forward. In next verses, we will just go ahead. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in the coming verses, الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ وَيُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ. Now let us first see this alladina. Alladina generally it is, as we know in Arabic grammar, this is ism al mawsula. But here, according to some grammarians like Mahmud al Safi, he says that this alladina here it functions here as adjective, not. Yani it's an adjective which defines the characteristic, which defines the characteristics of muttaqeen, which is in the previous verse. Yani al-muttaqeen alladhina yu'minuna bil ghaib. Muttaqeen, who are muttaqeen, those who believe in ghaib, who believe in unseen. So this alladhina actually is the adjective, or in Arabic what we call as not, which defines muttaqin. There is one more interpretation which we will inshallah see after this. We will analyze that also. So, but let us see this in this meaning now. So, الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ, those who believe in unseen. Now, the core belief is the belief in unseen. This unseen belief, this is why this thing has come first, because this book, it will present lot of things which are unseen, which are all related to unseen. So that is why the belief in unseen, it is the core belief in our religion. So Iman bil Ghaib, it is the core belief in Islam, because all the major things which we have to believe as Muslim, our belief as a Muslim, they are all hidden. They are all Iman bil Ghaib. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, belief in Allah, Iman, this nobody, we have not seen Allah with our eyes, with his attributes. So this is Iman bil Ghaib. Then his messenger, we did not see him. This is Iman bil Ghaib. The book Al-Quran, it is revelation through angel. We did not see it. It is Iman bil Ghaib. The Iman on previous book, we did not see them directly getting revealed on prophets. Neither did we see the prophets. So this again belief in unseen. Then hereafter, Iman on the day of judgment. This again Iman, belief in unseen. We did not see the hell, neither did we see the paradise. So Iman, unseen. Then these are basic things. There are many other things which are described in Quran in almost in many chapters, many things which are related to unseen. So all these things are unseen. So this is why, this is the reason this Quran, it first introduced this basic concept. And that's why verse number 2 prepares the one who is reading this book, who is going through this book. First is giving him a primary message, an important message which I described in verse number 2. Then he prepares him for this belief in unseen, because this is the core belief. Now, I would like to add that here, it is not belief in unseen like it is something which is a belief. If Quran has many places, it has explained it fully that this belief has a reason behind it. And there are a lot of signs which are there, which are a reason for any person who want a reason to believe in it. And there are alternative signs. There are alternative challenge in the Quran, which Quran has presented uh, itself to a reader who want to test, who want a reason to believe. They are there. But the core belief of unseen remains there. Now, this was actually the matter. That is what I was just now telling you. This was the demand from mushrikeen who were there at the time of Prophet Islam. They demanded, as I just now mentioned the verse, they demanded from Prophet, let Allah come down in clouds and let angels come down. Unless we see them, we will not believe. So this cannot happen, because this is a test. This belief in unseen is a test. So anybody who believes in this concept, in this core concept, then accepts all the rulings, all the do's and don'ts which are mentioned in religion, in Sharia. He passes this test, but the core belief is this test, the belief in unseen. Then he can accept other things. Why? Because this uh, demand cannot be accepted here. One has to believe in unseen. If, as mentioned in this verse, if Allah manifests Himself and If he allows his angels to descend, then the khalas matter is decided. Then what for we are here? Khalas matter is decided. This can only happen on the day of judgment day, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reveal himself to the people who are in paradise. They will see. They will see Allah with their own eyes. They will see angels. People who are hell, they will also see angels. So on that day, when the matter is decided, everything is decided. Now one one will see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with his own eyes. The one, those people who are in paradise. And people will see angels too. Because already matter is decided. In this world, it cannot happen. Because if this thing happens, class, there is no test, then matter is decided. There is further, then what for is the test? There is nothing left. This is test, this belief in unseen is a test for us. And whosoever believes in it and passes this test, then for him will be success, and then he will see all these things with his own eyes on the day of Yom Al Qiyamah. So, what I mean to say is that this belief is a core belief in unseen, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in this verse number 3. Alladhina yu'minuna bil ghaib. And I just now mentioned in this ghaib what is included. These all form the core belief of Iman. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions Alladhina yu'minuna bil ghaib wa yuqimuna as-salah. They establish the prayer. So establishing the prayer. It is not offering the prayer. If you offer the prayer, it means that you offer prayer at one time, then next time you leave it. Today you did your prayer, tomorrow you will not. So this is offering the prayer, but it is establishing. It is a continuous process. It is a regular prayer which you have to establish. This is important, establishing the prayer. Then الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون. And what we have given them, provisions, rizq, they give away in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they spend out of it. This is uh, first part of it. Now this rizq, Hazrat Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala, he mentions that this is here zakah. But there is another narration from Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala, also from Abdullah bin Masud and other companions. They say this is actually here spending on one's own family. The person who spends on one's family for their needs, everything, this actually refers to that spending here. Now, in the next verse, وَالَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِمَا أُنزِلَ إِلَيْكَ وَمَا أُنزِلَ مِنْ قَبْلِكَ وَبِالْآخِرَةِ هُمْ يُوقِنُونَ. And they believe in what we revealed on you, yani a book of Allah, that is Al-Quran, then what we revealed before you on other prophets, yani books which were revealed before, and then in the hereafter they are in belief. Now, this whom you can own. Now, whom you can own according to Ibn Bahjat Wahid Al-Saleh, this is one grammarian scholar. He says that this whom you can own here, it is hal. And there is one Arabic concept which is hal, which actually means a state. This we will inshallah discuss in another lecture, but here I would just try to discuss its meaning. So if we take this whom yuqinun as a state, it is their state, means they waladina yu'minuna, they believe bima unzila ilayka, what we revealed on you, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, al-Quran, then they believe on books which were revealed before you. And in the hereafter, they are in a state of belief, which means that in hereafter, on the day of judgment, they are in a state of belief, and they are always mindful of day of judgment. this is their state, that they are in a continuous belief. They are always mindful of akhirah. What it means? It means actually that they, this is actually this is how it closely relates to muttaqin. Yani, whatever they do, if they try to do anything wrong, they realize that on the day of Yawm al Qiyamah, we had to stand up in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we had to answer about this. Allah will ask us. So they refrain from this. They try to do good deeds. So they do only those deeds which are good, which please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because they are mindful of Yawm al Qiyamah. We have to stand in front of Allah. We have to answer everything. So they are always in this state, mindful about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, mindful about this fact that we have to present ourselves before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. On the day of Yawm al Qiyamah, they have a kamil yaqeen, they have strong belief on the day of Yawm al Qiyamah that we have to answer. Allah will ask us about everything, whether it is small, whether it is big. So they are always in that state of belief, always in that state of belief on the day of Yawm al Qiyamah. This prevents them from doing bad things. Minor, major, they refrain from those things. That's what it means here, whom you can own. This actually is their state of these people who have these characteristics, who are muttaqin. This is how it closely matches with muttaqin and this part. So, so now in these two verses, six things are described. These six characteristics of muttaqin. What is number one? Belief in unseen. This is a theme. This belief in unseen, as I described just now, this is the theme around which whole belief of muttaqin revolve. It is a test, as I mentioned. This is the core belief which is hidden, which is belief in unseen. And as I mentioned, if there is nothing hidden, if there is no hidden, if there is no ghaib, there is no test, there is no try. And the more strong one is in this belief, the more near he is to taqwa, and the more he is guided with this noble book. And remember, the fidelity of shaitan is with this primary belief. This is important to remember. And second thing is establishing the prayer. So six things are described. First, this belief in unseen. Second thing, establishing the prayer. Third thing is spending from the provisions. Whatever Allah gave him, he will spend from those provisions in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I mentioned the opinion also just now. Then what I would like to mention here regarding the spending provisions, generally many of us, they think that we don't have anything to spend. Yani we think, no, we should have much more so that it benefits someone. It is not like that. Even if you have a small thing, small, yani I will mention one hadith. Adil ibn Hatim, he reported that the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, he said, guard yourself from the hellfire, even with half of a date in charity. If one cannot find it, then with a kind word. So even if you have half a date, spend it, and this will guard you from the hellfire. Even if a kind word, it is a charity. If you have 1 rupee, 1 paisa, 1 halala, spend it. Because don't be shy. Don't move away from khair, from doing khair. Because on the day of Yawm al Qiyamah, one will see its reward. One will see, one will beg for one sawab on that day. So even a small thing, small deed, it will help, and it will matter a lot on the day of Yawm al Qiyamah. It will matter a lot, my dear brothers and sisters. This is very, very important. Whatever you have, small, big, spend it. Don't be shy. Don't think that, no, I should have a good amount, then it will help somebody. What this will help, this 1 rupee, 1 paisa, it will not help. No. This is what this hadith actually it conveys us. This is very important. So fourth thing which is described in these two noble verses is that Iman belief on revelation, this Quran, then on the past revelations, whatever was revealed in the past books, then Iman on the judgment day. These are six things which are described in these two verses, which are actually the characteristics of muttaqi. There is another explanation as far as this grammatical, this analysis is concerned. This I will go inshallah in the next lecture. I think today this is enough. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. We finished till now. We finished almost. I think four verses. So inshallah, with with the grace of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, we will be moving forward. Just pray for me till inshallah next lecture. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.